Alright, so welcome to our quick Gabriel series. And in this series, we are not going to be doing any coding or any kind of thing. We're just going to do a straight up lecture like that. So, okay, so what do we have in front of us? We have phases of penetration testing, and that is because those are the actual phase of penetration testing in which we must pass through before we actually get into the machine that we want to hack, or let me say, before we actually perform the whole penetration testing on a particular machine or a website or a mobile application or desktop application. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. I think I'm going to start the slide from the beginning. All right. Okay, so the first phase that we have is information gathering. So as I wrote, this is the first of the stages of financial testing is information gathering. The organization being tested will provide the penetration tester with general information about in scope target. So this is actually the first step, very very important, of the penetration testing, whereby the organization call you and then they provide you with enough of informations and analysis based on the target, or let me say the in scope, the scope of the target at which you are trying to perform your penetration testing on. So the second one is reconnaissance. So reconnaissance actually start from additional information gathering, which whereby you try to try to find much more information about the target. So this is very very important because the more information you can get from doing reconnaissance on that target, the more your probability, or let me say your chances, increases for you to make exploits, for you to break into that computer specifically. So you really want to take reconnaissance very very seriously. Reconnaissance is a crucial stage to thorough security testing because penetration testers can identify additional information that may have been overlooked or no or not provided. This step is especially helpful in internal or external network. Penetration tester, however, we don't typically perform these reconnaissance in web application, mobile app, or API penetration testing. Yes, but most of what's it called? Most of where we perform it is actually on a network, or let me say on the organization itself. So like how many workers in this organization, who is the name of the CEO. We try to gather the Facebook or information of the CEO. We try to look to the background of as many as possible that we can, then to pull out information from it. I'm going to be showing all this stage by stage in any kind of in the next video, next tutorial coming up, which means that we are just moving like into the real hacking, let me say, what we are actually in for this course. All right, we have discovery and scanning. This is also very very a crucial step because what you discover and what you scan through the network, the web app, we actually determine the kind of vulnerability that you can exploit from it. Because if a system is actually not running any services, as for network penetration testing, it will be so hard for you to break into it as long as it's not running a services or a port or anything. So you need to to encounter that system physically before you can just go ahead and hack it or do some social engineering. So the information gathered is used to perform discovery activities to determine things like ports and services that are available for target tools or subdomains available for web applications. So I've said something related to that. Vulnerability assessment. So a vulnerability assessment is conducted in order to gain initial knowledge and identify any potential security weakness that could have the sorry that could allow an outside attacker to gain access to the environment or technology being tested. A vulnerability assessment is never a replacement for a penetration test, though. So, parameter assessment is another stage. If every of the stage is very important, the more you perform in one stage, the more you'll be able to go through the next stage. So, this is where we assess any kind of potential weakness in the network, in the organization structure, in the website or mobile app, and this is where we begin to look at, okay, is this vulnerable? If it is vulnerable, this is okay, let's mark this vulnerability, let's put it down there. We keep to do more search on that vulnerability. How much danger can the vulnerability itself causes to the organization itself. So we have exploitation. This is where the actions happen. So this is where we try to break into the computer itself. See, after inter after interpreting the results from the verification assessment, our expert operation testers we use manual techniques, human intuition, and other backgrounds to validate, check, and exploit those vulnerabilities. So that's actually what we do in exploitation. This is where we break into the system itself. This is where we make use of the vulnerability we have actually assessed. There, we go ahead and exploit it. So final analysis and review. So when you work with what is with I think that's a keeper tries or security testing, we deliver our findings in a report format. So this is actually one of the companies itself that I took the course from. So that's actually the name there. So this comprehensive reports include narrative of where we started the testing, how we found vulnerabilities, and explain all sorts of scopes and targets, the methodology that we use, everything, and the recommendation for corrections. This is actually where we do it. This is actually where we go ahead and report. So that's all. That's the little what I have for regarding it. So we have to utilize using the testing results. So this is where the company itself they utilize the testing result. They try at their best to patch the vulnerabilities and look through all the results. Their risk. They assess everything and then make appropriate corrections. Alright, so that seems to be the end of this class. So alright, thank you very much. See you in the next tutorial, please.